everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about something that affects millions of people worldwide, smoking. Whether you're a smoker, trying to quit, or just curious, stick around because we're going to break down the facts, the myths, and the real impact of smoking on your health. The science of smoking. When you smoke a cigarette, you're not just inhaling tobacco, you're taking in over 7,000 chemicals. And here's the scary part. At least 69 of them are known to cause cancer. Think about that for a second. Every puff releases a mix of toxic substances into your body, including nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide, and even chemicals found in rat poison and paint thinner. Nicotine is what makes smoking so addictive. The moment you inhale, nicotine rushes into your bloodstream and reaches your brain in just 10 seconds. It triggers a release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical, which gives you a temporary sense of relaxation and pleasure. That's why smoking feels satisfying. But here's the catch. This effect doesn't last. Once nicotine levels drop, your brain craves more, making you reach for another cigarette. Over time, this cycle creates a powerful addiction that's incredibly hard to break. And then there's tar, the sticky, black substance that coats your lungs every time you smoke. If you've ever seen a smoker's lung compared to a healthy lung, you know what I'm talking about. A non-smoker's lung is pink and healthy, while a smoker's lung turns black and clogged with tar. This buildup damages the tiny air sacs in your lungs, making it harder to breathe and increasing your risk of lung diseases. Let's talk about carbon monoxide, the same deadly gas found in car exhaust. When you inhale cigarette smoke, carbon monoxide replaces the oxygen in your blood, making your heart work harder to pump oxygen to your organs. That's why smokers are more likely to suffer from heart attacks and strokes. And it doesn't stop there. Other chemicals in cigarettes damage your blood vessels, increase inflammation, and weaken your immune system. Over time, this puts you at a higher risk for lung disease, heart problems, and even cancers in other parts of your body, like the throat, mouth, and bladder. But here's something most people don't think about. The damage starts immediately. Even if you don't smoke every day, just one cigarette can affect your blood flow, increase your heart rate, and cause changes in your lungs. There's no such thing as safe smoking. The more you smoke, the worse the damage gets. And your body pays the price. The scary part? Most of these effects happen inside your body without you feeling anything at first. You might think, I feel fine, but the damage is happening silently. By the time symptoms show up, like constant coughing, shortness of breath, or chest pain, the harm has already been done. That's why smoking is so dangerous. It tricks your brain into thinking it's helping you feel good while it slowly destroys your body from the inside out. Myths versus facts. A lot of people have ideas about smoking that just aren't true. Some of these myths make smoking seem less harmful than it really is, and that's dangerous because it keeps people from quitting. So let's break down some of the most common myths and see what the facts actually say. One of the biggest myths is, smoking helps me relax. This is something a lot of smokers believe because when they have a cigarette, they feel calmer for a moment. But the truth is, smoking actually increases stress and anxiety over time. Here's why. Nicotine gives you a temporary high by releasing dopamine, but as soon as it wears off, your brain starts craving another cigarette. This creates a cycle where your body is constantly in withdrawal, making you feel more anxious and stressed when you don't smoke. It's not really helping you relax, it's just making you dependent. Another common myth is, I've been smoking for years, so quitting won't make a difference. Some long-term smokers think that because they've already damaged their lungs, there's no point in stopping now. But the reality is, it's never too late to quit. The moment you stop smoking, your body begins to heal. Within just 20 minutes, your heart rate and blood pressure start to return to normal. After 24 hours, your lungs begin clearing out mucus and harmful substances. After a year, your risk of heart disease drops by half. And the longer you stay smoke-free, the more your body recovers. No matter how long you've been smoking, quitting always has benefits. Then there's the idea that social smoking isn't harmful. Some people think that if they only smoke occasionally, like at parties or when they're drinking, it's not a big deal. But here's the truth. There is no safe level of smoking. Even smoking once in a while still damages your lungs, increases your risk of cancer, and affects your heart. Studies have shown that even light smokers have a higher risk of heart disease and lung problems than non-smokers. Now let's talk about the myth that smoking only harms the lungs. Yes, it's true that smoking is the leading cause of lung disease, but the damage doesn't stop there. Smoking affects almost every part of your body. It damages your heart, increases your risk of stroke, causes your skin to age faster, weakens your immune system, and even affects your brain by increasing the risk of dementia. It's not just about your lungs. Smoking harms your entire body. And finally, there's the myth if I switch to light cigarettes or vaping, it's safer. A lot of people believe that switching to low-tar or menthol cigarettes or even e-cigarettes reduces the risk. But the fact is, there is no safe cigarette. So-called light cigarettes still contain harmful chemicals. And while vaping is marketed as a safer alternative, many e-cigarettes still contain nicotine and other toxic substances that can damage your lungs. Some studies even suggest that vaping can lead to lung disease, heart problems, and addiction, just like regular smoking. At the end of the day, the truth is simple. Smoking is harmful in every form, and the best thing you can do for your health is to quit. It's easy to believe these myths because they make smoking seem less dangerous. But knowing the facts is the first step toward making a real change. The effects on your body. Smoking affects almost every part of your body, often in ways you don't notice until it's too late. Let's start with your lungs. The moment you inhale cigarette smoke, it irritates your airways, causing constant coughing and mucus buildup. Your lungs have tiny hair-like structures called cilia, which help clear out dirt and mucus, but smoking paralyzes them. This means your lungs get clogged up with harmful substances, making it harder to breathe. Over time, this leads to serious conditions like chronic bronchitis, emphysema, and even lung cancer. In fact, smoking is the #1 cause of lung cancer worldwide. But it's not just your lungs. Your heart suffers too. Smoking makes your blood vessels narrow and stiff, forcing your heart to work harder to pump blood. This increases your blood pressure and raises the risk of heart attacks and strokes. The chemicals in cigarettes also make your blood thicker and more likely to clot, which can block blood flow to your brain or heart. If you smoke, your chances of developing heart disease are 2 to 4 times higher than someone who doesn't. And then there's the way smoking changes how you look. It speeds up aging by reducing the oxygen supply to your skin, making it dry and wrinkled much earlier than normal. Your teeth turn yellow, your breath smells bad, and your nails become weak and brittle. Even your hair suffers, becoming thinner and more prone to falling out. A long-term smoker often looks much older than they really are. It doesn't stop there. Smoking also harms your digestive system. It increases your risk of cancer in the esophagus, stomach, and pancreas. It weakens the valve between your stomach and throat, causing acid reflux and chronic heartburn. Your immune system also takes a hit, making it harder for your body to fight off infections. Your brain isn't safe either. Nicotine is highly addictive, and it rewires your brain's reward system, making it incredibly hard to quit. Many smokers think cigarettes help them relax, but in reality, smoking increases stress and anxiety over time. Studies show that smokers are more likely to struggle with depression. Worse still, smoking has been linked to memory problems and a higher risk of diseases like Alzheimer's. The truth is, smoking doesn't just harm one part of your body, it slowly damages everything. But here's the good news. The moment you quit, your body starts to heal. Your heart rate returns to normal in just 20 minutes. Your lungs begin clearing out mucus within 24 hours. After a year, your risk of heart disease drops by half. No matter how long you've been smoking, quitting always makes a difference. The hard truth about secondhand smoke. A lot of people think that if they're not the ones smoking, they don't have to worry about the health risks. But the truth is, even if you never touch a cigarette, just being around smoke can be dangerous. This is what we call secondhand smoke, and it's more harmful than most people realize. Secondhand smoke is the combination of the smoke that comes from a burning cigarette and the smoke a smoker exhales. It contains more than 7,000 chemicals, and at least 69 of them cause cancer. That means if you're near someone who is smoking, you're breathing in the same toxic substances they are, even if you're not the one holding the cigarette. Now let's talk about the damage it causes. One of the biggest dangers of secondhand smoke is its effect on the heart. Inhaling it can increase your risk of heart disease by up to 30%, even if you've never smoked a day in your life. It makes your blood vessels narrow, raises your blood pressure, and increases the chances of heart attacks and strokes. You don't have to be a smoker to suffer from these effects. Just being around smokers puts you at risk. And then there's the impact on the lungs. People who are regularly exposed to secondhand smoke can develop chronic bronchitis, pneumonia, and even lung cancer. The worst part? There's no safe level of exposure. Even a small amount of secondhand smoke can start damaging your lungs. It's not like you have to sit in a smoke-filled room for hours. Just a few minutes of exposure can already have harmful effects. Now think about how this affects children. Their lungs are still developing, which makes them even more vulnerable to secondhand smoke. Kids who grow up in homes where people smoke are more likely to suffer from asthma, ear infections, bronchitis, and sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. And if a pregnant woman is exposed to secondhand smoke, it can lead to premature birth, low birth weight, and even complications that affect the baby for life. And it doesn't just disappear. Smoke lingers in the air, settles on furniture, clothes, and even the walls. This is called third-hand smoke, and it can still harm people long after the cigarette is put out. That means if you smoke inside a house or a car, anyone who comes in later, especially kids, can still be exposed to toxic chemicals. The hard truth is, secondhand smoke doesn't just harm smokers, it harms everyone around them. You might think you're only affecting yourself when you smoke, but the reality is, the people around you, your family, your friends, even strangers, are also paying the price. Can you quit? Yes, you can. Quitting smoking isn't easy, but it's possible. The most important thing to remember is that your body starts to heal the moment you stop. Within just 20 minutes, your heart rate and blood pressure begin to return to normal. After a few hours, the levels of carbon monoxide in your blood decrease, allowing more oxygen to reach your organs. In a day, your lungs start clearing out mucus and harmful substances. After a year, your risk of heart disease is already cut in half. But of course, the hard part is actually quitting. Nicotine is addictive, and your brain is used to the routine of smoking. That's why quitting isn't just about willpower, it's about having a plan. Some people prefer to quit all at once, while others find it easier to gradually cut down. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, so the key is finding what works for you. There are also tools that can help. Nicotine patches, gums, or lozenges can reduce cravings while your body adjusts. Some people find support groups or therapy helpful, especially when dealing with stress or withdrawal symptoms. And for those who struggle with quitting on their own, doctors can prescribe medications that make the process easier. One of the biggest challenges is dealing with triggers. Maybe you smoke after meals, when you're stressed, or when you drink coffee. Identifying these moments and replacing smoking with something else, like chewing gum, drinking water, or taking deep breaths, can help break the habit. It's also a good idea to stay away from places or people that make you want to smoke, at least for the first few weeks. The first few days are usually the hardest, but it gets easier. Every time you resist the urge, you're one step closer to breaking free. And the benefits aren't just about health. You'll save money, regain your sense of taste and smell, and feel more in control of your life. If you're thinking about quitting, don't wait for the perfect time. The best time is now. Even if you've tried before and failed, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Many people try multiple times before they succeed. The important thing is to keep going. Your body wants to heal. The sooner you start, the better your future will be. Final message. Smoking is one of those things that a lot of people don't really think about too deeply. It's just a habit, something they've been doing for years, and they figure, well, I feel fine, so it can't be that bad, right? But the truth is, smoking affects you in ways you don't notice right away. And by the time you do, the damage is already there. If you're a smoker, This isn't about blaming you or making you feel guilty. It's about understanding the truth and realizing that you do have a choice. Maybe you've thought about quitting before, maybe you've even tried, or maybe you're not ready yet, and that's okay. The important thing is to start thinking about it, because the sooner you do, the sooner you can take control of your health and your future. And if you don't smoke but know someone who does, don't just ignore it. Share this video with them. Sometimes, all it takes is the right information at the right time to make a difference. A simple conversation, a little encouragement, these things matter. Because the more we talk about the dangers of smoking, the more people we can help break free from it. At the end of the day, this isn't just about quitting. It's about living a longer, healthier life, not just for yourself, but for the people who care about you. So if this video made you think, if it helped you see smoking in a new way, let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, your experiences, or even your struggles. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because we've got more important topics coming up, and you don't want to miss them. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.